So let's jump right in. Tanara's story kicks off with a pretty harrowing shipwreck. I mean, can you imagine being stranded on an uncharted island with just your dad and a few supplies?
That image is wild, especially since they only survived with some clothes and bits of ship debris that just happened to wash ashore. It really sets up this whole survival against the odds vibe from the start, don't you think?
Absolutely. And right away, you get this sense of resourcefulness, not just in building shelter, but in how Tanara's dad teaches her survival skills. There's something almost touching about that, even if it's brief.
Definitely. It's almost as if the father knew he had to prepare Tanara for a world he wouldn't always be around to help her navigate. That early setup really makes her later journey feel earned.
Losing her father so soon is just heartbreaking. But that's when the story shifts, and Tanara has to survive totally alone. It's kind of brutal, but also where her character really starts to grow.
Yeah, and the whole leopard encounter is such a twist. Instead of seeing the leopard as just another danger, Tanara ends up saving its life. That act of compassion really sets the tone for how she relates to the natural world.
Right? Nursing Gar back to health instead of finishing him off, it's almost like she sees the jungle as full of potential allies, not just threats.
And Gar becomes so much more than a pet. He's her guardian, her companion. It's as if the story is saying that real safety comes from understanding and respecting nature, not just conquering it.
Moving on. I really love how Tanara evolves. She's not just surviving, she's absolutely thriving. She learns to hunt like a tiger, climb like a monkey, and pretty much commands the animal kingdom.
There's this almost mythic feel about her at that point, like she's become a legend of the jungle. Animals obey her, she's fearless, and her bond with Gar only makes her more formidable.
It's fascinating, because she doesn't just adapt, she becomes something the jungle itself respects. There's this sense that she's found a kind of peace and belonging that wouldn't exist elsewhere.
I love that you said belonging. It really feels like the jungle is her home in every sense, not just a place she wound up by accident.
Things really change when Tanara meets Nate, right? Saving him from the hyenas is such a dramatic moment, but it's also the start of her encounter with civilization again.
For sure, and Nate isn't just a love interest, he's a bridge back to her old language, and maybe even to her roots. But then we see how civilization really throws her off.
Yeah, Tanara's reaction to civilization is so strong she finds people cold, untrustworthy, even dangerous compared to the jungle.
What struck me is that, despite all its dangers, the jungle feels safer to her. It's like the wild is honest about its threats, while people mask theirs. That's a pretty intense commentary on society.
That brings us to the big question the story raises. Is the jungle really safer than civilization? Or is it about where Tanara feels truly herself?
I think it's both. The story kind of invites us to question whether society's rules and comforts are worth the trade-off if they cost us honesty, connection, or our sense of peace. Tanara sees more harmony in nature, chaos in people.
It's almost like the story is reminding us that the wildness outside isn't as frightening as the wildness inside people. There's danger everywhere, but only some of it feels honest.
And maybe that's why Tanara chooses the jungle in the end, because she can trust the world she knows, even if it's wild. It's a pretty powerful reminder to think about where we find our own sense of home and belonging.